What's up, y'all? I'm back. We back with another video type shit. Um, we got the my baby. I called her. I named her Totska. I don't know why I said it like that, but I named her Totska. Like after the Japanese mythology shit. Loki got it from Naruto. Because she sealed me into loving the car. But we're back. Today we're gonna be taking out this old K&N performance intake. We don't want that no more. We want the new K&N quarter intake. How beautiful it looks. I'm so excited. I'm like actually excited. I've been wanting this part for like I don't know how many years. But I'm gonna walk you through the video of how to do it, and we're gonna get it done today. All right, I'm not gonna hold you. I already opened it prior to taking that first video, cause I got excited. Now I low-key forgot that I was like putting this shit on YouTube, so I just kind of like started taking out the box. I started unwrapping shit. I was so excited, but I put stuff back in the packaging so I can like open it officially to put it on. But I'll show you guys what is right here. So we got the actual filter, like the intake filter right here. Performance, still performance, of course. We got the heat shield. We got, I can't remember the name off the top of my head. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Knowing so much about cars and not actually knowing what this is like or remembering what it's called. Then we got the tube. We got the clamps and bolts and stuff. Then we got the part for the heat shield, goes around it. And installation instructions, which we will need. I would say we don't need them, but we do need them because the mounting bracket, you have to like know where to put it and like where things bolt in. But what's actually super helpful is on here. On here, there's a diagram of how it goes together. But and it comes with, if you're in California, you need these carb IDs. Those are definitely good to have. But let's jump into this. Oh, I forgot to mention. It also has a dyno sheet for the 2015 Ford Escape 2.0 EcoBoost. It was pushing stock. It was pushing 144.23 horsepower. And then after the quarter intake, it was pushing 163.38. And then for the torque foot pounds, my fault. Same thing really. Is 168.31. That was stock, and then upgraded. It's 190.56. That's quite a big jump, at least for this car. But it also has a sheet right here. It's the horsepower guarantee. It says if the dyno tests show that the vehicle did not gain an increase in horsepower, then the retail purchaser must return the complete air intake to K&N in its original packaging together in his or her proof of purchase, the originals of the 2 dyno test statements requesting a refund in accordance to our horsepower guarantee. So pretty much, if you get this dyno tested before and then get it dyno tested after, and you show the difference between them, it'll show. Or if you don't get a horsepower increase, return that bitch to fucking K&N. I'm sure K&N will figure something out. But you're at least gonna get a refund type shit. But that's definitely good to know. I haven't got it dyno tested. I don't want to spend the money to get it dyno tested stock, like damn near stock. You feel me? But let's actually get into the engine. All right. So step one, I absolutely hate taking this this splash guard off. So I'm not gonna take it out. The battery cover, we're gonna take that off. We're gonna take out the negative terminal because that like the pre-existing codes that's on there or pre-existing programming that's on there, your car won't like your ECU is not gonna like, if you make a mod and your battery is still connected, it's gonna start up a car thinking that it runs like it has been. You take the negative terminal off, you do the mod, you connect it back, then you start up the car. It pretty much it, in simple terms, it low-key resets the ECU and the relearning. It makes the relearning process easier, so it doesn't have a problem. I know some people that have done mods to their car without disconnecting their negative terminal. The ECU will freak out. It'll turn on the check engine light because it isn't used to what it had. So just make sure you do that every time you do a mod. I mean, with the air filter, it's good to do, but you really don't need it. But I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect the negative terminal. Just gonna take, hold on. All right, so we're gonna take this cover off. Ooh. Just like that. It slides on the two parts. Slide it off. Negative terminal is gonna be back here. We're gonna use a 10mm socket. I'm gonna use a short one. I'm gonna disconnect it and I'll be right back. All right, guys, also make sure that the negative terminal does not touch the positive terminal or any other metal. If the terminal's touched, gang, your battery fried, your terminal's fried, gang, your car fried type shit. But yeah, I went ahead and took that out. Okay, and then the second step, technically take your engine cover off. It's decorative. I took that bitch off a long time ago type shit. But the step after that is what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this sensor out. Give me 1 second, I'm using both hands. My fault, I didn't even show the sensor. We're gonna take this sensor right here, the one that's right next to the intake. We're gonna take this sensor out. Give me 1 second. All right, I don't know why I said I'm gonna use both hands. It's literally a clip right here. Not, well, kind of clip. You just press that bitch down. Comes right out. We're gonna tuck that under this, put this up here, leave it be, let it sit. And then we'll move on to the next step. I'm just gonna follow these instructions. I know how to do it because I already done looked through it 3-4 times. But I'm gonna look at this. I don't have the cover of it on, but the next step is we're gonna undo this latch here. I'm actually just gonna talk and just show the stuff instead of showing my face. You don't need to see my face, so. But I was talking about this latch right here. Unlatch that. Then you take the engine cover off. And then low-key, let's go over to the instructions. I'll put this a bit closer. I'll put this bitch right here. So we just did that step 4. Then step 5, take the cover off. There's 4 screws. They're gonna be located here, here, back here. I don't know if you can see that right there. And then there's one in the front. And then the next step is loosen the 2 hose clamps. So the one here and the one here. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'll be right back. All right, I realized that I should probably give out sizes. So for the battery, to loosen the bolts on the terminal, it is a 10mm socket. And then for these bolts, I'm pretty sure they're 7 or 8mm. I want to say they're 7mm. They could very well be 8. I doubt they're 9. But also for the clamps, they're going to be 7mm for both of them. It's hard to get a ratchet in there. So I would just use, I'm using a flathead screwdriver. You can also use one of these joints, the combo wrench. These, you can get these at Harbor Freight. It's cheap as fuck. But I got these little ones that, I think my dad got them at Harbor Freight, or we got them for when we fixed my other stuff. But what's it called? they're at Harbor Freight. I'll drop the link to all the different sockets and everything like that. I'll put the link in the bio, or not bio. I'll put the link in the description. Trust. If I don't, call me out, please. For the love of God, call me out. I will fix it immediately. But I'm gonna go ahead and loosen these clamps, and then we'll move on to the next step. All right, that was a pain in the fucking ass. Took longer than I fucking thought. But the clamps are loose. Clamps are loose. I tried a whole bunch of different tools to see if it was gonna be easier. Didn't become any easier. So I ended up, what's it called? The fuck? So I ended up just using the flathead anyways. I was gonna tell you guys if I didn't use a flathead. I tried the Craftsman set that comes with the different attachments. Nah. Tried the combination wrenches, but no. So I ended up just using the flathead. Honestly, use the small ones. If you don't have the small ones, that's fucking unfortunate. You better go buy some. I'm not gonna hold you. Because it barely fit between where I needed to put the it barely fit between the battery. Hold on, I'll shine the light. Right back in here. It was like right here. That's where the thing is for the clamp, and then the battery. I had to use the short socket. I'm not gonna hold that. I wish I could tell you you could use something else. You probably could use something else, but I'm just not the one that would fucking. You can probably use an elbow joint to do it, but nah, that's difficult. But to move on to the next thing we're gonna do, I'll flip the camera around. Next thing we're gonna do, there is shit in my air intake, which it's what it's for. Gonna take the filter out. It's my baby. This is my baby. I'm not throwing it away. I'm just moving it. That is also dirty as fuck. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take this out. There's some grommets that it goes into. This one specifically is the main one you have to pull out. Lord. And then this will come out with it. Mine's broken right here. I don't know when it broke. I probably broke it back when I didn't know what I was doing. Then this hose comes out, and what's it called? This hose comes out, and you're gonna be able to pull it up. Give me a second. I'm gonna use both hands to get it out. All right, so it's out now. That's what it looks like all around. There's one in the back, right there, one right here, and then it should pop out. I believe those are the only two. That is the only two. We're gonna go ahead and set it to the side along with our air filter. Then we're gonna move on to the next step. The next step is remove this. Super easy. There's some metal clips that clip this into the front. We're just gonna undo that. I undid it to clean it, which holy fuck, that's dirty. I undid it to clean it, but that's what it looks like. There's these metal clips right here and right here. But we're just gonna toss that to the side with the other stuff. Then the coupler. That's what it's called. The coupler. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna install the coupler. You're gonna need one clamp to put the coupler on. But we're gonna use the other clamp a little bit later. But I'm gonna go ahead and put that bitch on. Seal it tight. You best believe I'm gonna put it in a spot that's so accessible I'm not gonna have to worry about it ever again, gang. But I'm gonna be putting it right on this part. I'm gonna have the numbers not showing, if I even fucking can. But it's gonna go right on. It should slip on, and then we're gonna use a clamp to get it on. I'm gonna use both hands. Hold on. I don't know why when I said that I thought of no hands. The song. But anyways, it's on. I'm gonna put the clamp on. I'll show you guys the positioning of where I put it, just so you guys can see like where it should go. It slid right on over. It was no problem to get it on. But I'm gonna go ahead and put the clamp on. I'll show you guys what it looks like and the positioning of the bolt on the clamp, because oh my fucking hell, we are not putting it in the exact same spot. All right, so we have this on here. It's pretty secure. Not gonna move, not gonna come off. But I did put it, so there's the brake fluid reservoir. I put it in a spot to where if I put this short thing on, it fits. Even a long one would fit, honestly. You can put a socket wrench on there, a torque. Sorry, I'm slow. Yeah, you can put a socket wrench on there. But yeah, that's the positioning I put. You want to make sure that it's that you clamped it all around on this part, on this air intake part. So because it's supposed to be secure to the to this part, and then this is kind of the connection between the intake pipe and the rest of this intake. Sneak peek, I'm gonna be upgrading this. This is not going to be plastic anymore. Plastic will break after a while. But peep my NGK spark plugs. I should have made a video for that. I'm so sorry. Sorry, not spark plugs, ignition coils. And I upgraded my spark plugs to NGK. Whatever, the Ruithi. I can't pronounce that word, but whatever. It starts with an R and it's the best quality for performance, but not quite performance. But we're going to move to the next step. The next step is starting with the mounting bracket for the heat shield. I'll show you guys the parts in 1 second. All right, so here are the 3 parts. We have the bracket, we have the mounting stud, and we have the little bolt. What we're gonna do is, with it facing this way, the long part's up, short part's down. This is gonna go up here. This is gonna be bolted in on the bottom, just like this picture below. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I can't do it with one hand. I could, but it's gonna take a while, and I don't know. You guys probably don't want to see a lame ass, shaky ass and video. Pause. But be right back. Okay, so I use the size 7 combination wrench right there, or the size 10. Sorry. I don't know why. Where's the 7? Where did I put the 7? I don't know. But I use the size 7 or size 10 combination wrench to tighten it up. It's not gonna move. But then the next part is installing the mounting bracket assembly onto the heat shield. And we're gonna do that. So it's gonna be, here, I'll just show you guys. Like the image, oh my God, now I gotta readjust some shit. Image right here, we're gonna put it exactly like the image. Oh my God. We're gonna put exactly like the image. It's gonna go just like on top. And the, what's it called? We're gonna put this part, the black part that sticks out, we're gonna put that on the bottom. It goes on the bottom, I'm sorry. It goes under. We're gonna put the black part on the bottom and the bolt on top. I'm gonna screw that in, and I'll show you guys what it looks like right after. All right, so it's tight and secure. It's gonna fall off. Just like that, I put it under, put the part or the bracket under, and then put that on. It's only gonna screw in but so much. Don't tighten it too much. Please don't. It'll just mess it up. But then we're gonna also put one on the end, which is right this hole, that hole. We're gonna put one in there. Give me 1 second. All right, so I was wrong. I'm also sweating like a motherfucker. Holy fuck. But I was wrong. Uh-oh. I was wrong. The instructions aren't very descriptive. I had to look at the next step. But you put a washer on the bottom. It's gonna be a little hard to put on. But what I used is a socket and a combination wrench. Put the combination wrench on the, I don't know what that noise is. I put the combination wrench on the nut, and then put the bolt through, or with the socket, and I just put it on. But the next step, we're gonna put the other mounting stud on there. Just give me a second. It's gonna be right in this hole, right there. I can't really point, but it'll go right in the corner right there. But give me a second. I'll put it on. All right, I low-key found a place to mount my phone. It is crooked, like tilted towers. Corny ass joke. Anyways, the next step is we're gonna put this bracket on here. We're gonna put it in this hole right here. There is a spacer that comes with it. You want to put the bolt in the spacer on. You want to put it on this side, on the inside, and then you're gonna put the nut on the outside along with your mounting bracket. I'll actually, you guys can stay with me while I do this, since I found out that I can do this. But how we're gonna install it is, we're gonna go this way. How we're gonna install it is, here's the inside of it. Looking at the picture diagram. Hold on, I'm having an aneurysm. I'm having a very fat fucking aneurysm. Not like this, like this. Long way down. It's gonna go this, just like that, right? Yep, just like that. You guys are gonna stay with me. You guys can't quite see it. I'm gonna get a head cam one of these days out there. Trust the process. We're just not there yet financially. I'm saving. I'm gonna talk to you guys while I do this, because it's not just gonna be silent. It also says not to tighten it all the way, by the way. I'm gonna tighten it quite a bit, but not all the way. I'm gonna leave some leeway. But I'm saving money. I was talking to one of my coworkers, and a Civic sounds nice. But I'm not gonna be selling my car type shit, not yet. I don't know if I'm selling my car ever, honestly. I can fit a bigger engine in this car. Take that as you will. But the next part, what's it called? The next part, give me 1 second. The next part is this long tube. We're gonna measure one part out to 16 inches, the rest to 44 inches. So honestly, just measure out 16. Go from that point, measure out 44. It should total to 60. Hey, quick math. It should total to 60. I'm gonna measure this out to make sure it's 60 before I cut it. But one part is gonna go on the outside of the trim. The other part's gonna go on the inside. This is where the inlet tube goes. Air filter goes on this side, on the inside. But I'm not gonna have you guys along for that part, because I'm gonna be away from the camera. AFC. Sorry, I just be connecting random shit. But be right back. All right, so I measured it out. They ended up giving us 62 inches. So I cut a little bit more than 16. Just because it's easier to go back than it is to go forward. It's easier to cut more off, or it's easier to have extra and cut some off than it is to, to have less and you don't have enough, you feel me? Rules of working with any type of fixes, mods, anything. But we're gonna put the 16-inch one on the inside of here. I'll talk to you guys while I do it. But there's a little groove there. There's some metal in there, so it's gonna be a little bit hard to cut. It's super thin. But it's just gonna slide right in. Pretty far, honestly. There we go. It's gonna slide right in, and it'll sit there. It's gonna there's metal in there to conform to it. So it keeps it in a circle and it doesn't keep one in straight and out. But it is flimsy metal, by the way, so it's meant to bend. I probably should have mentioned earlier, this is for the 1.6. I know I had one person, I'm not going to name him because I don't know if I can name drop him. But he has the Titanium SE, and I don't remember the engine size. I actually need to respond to him. I will after this video, or after I make this video, not when I drop this video. But this is like going on super easy. It's just like there's some like extra, there's some slack that just kind of I have to move around quite a bit. I'm sorry, I said this is going easy and then I'm showing that I'm struggling, but I'm like just having a slow moment. People have slow moments, and I'm obviously having one right now. But this is gonna be a little too long. I'm gonna have to end up cutting it, which is perfect. But I didn't do too much. I only did 16.5 inches. Holy shit. I did 16.5 inches, but I'm just sliding it on there. It'll go on perfectly. There we go. We're all seated mostly around it. But this is for the 1.6. Oh, actually, hold on. This is for model 2013 to 2016 Escape 1.6 liter 2.0 EcoBoost, the 2015, the 2016 Lincoln MKC 2 liter EcoBoost, and then I can't see the last one actually. Paper might get in the way. Paper got in the way. Then also for the Lincoln MKC Mark C. It's the 2015 to 2019 versions for that, for the 2.3 liter. So very universal for Ford. For Ford, I'm saying for Ford because I know it's gonna be, it's not universal. I'm gonna cut this slack off. Hold on. Not all the slack that I gave, but I'm using Cutco scissors. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but I sold for Cutco, and I'm going to use my products that I got for free selling Cutco. Okay? No. It said my iPhone storage. All right, it says my phone storage is full, but no, it definitely wasn't. So I don't know what I was on about. I didn't even cut off the slack, but I said know your worth. I don't know where that came from. I'm not gonna hold you. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut off this slack real quick. It is kind of hard to cut. Not kind of. It's hard to cut. But it's just because it's this silicone type, and it should come off in just a second. Hold on, that didn't cut through all of it. There we go, cut through all of it. There's gonna be some metal that falls out. That's totally fine, totally fine. Just make sure it is in the tube. I actually don't know if it makes a difference, but make sure it's not in the tube, just in case it does make a difference. I still have a little bit of slack that I can, actually, nope. Yes, I do. I have a little bit of slack to cut off. I'm gonna cut that slack off again. But it's not a lot, so let me cut this off. Tiny amount. Baby cuts. Yeah, but if I made the stupid decision of continuing to upgrade my car, and I just like got a daily, and I got rich and fucking famous, and I didn't forget about my day ones because I'm not a fucking loser. If I 5.0 swap this, I'm going to smoke a Mustang. I'm not gonna put no badges on it or anything. I'm gonna smoke a Mustang. They're gonna be like, "What's under the hood?" I'm gonna be like, "A V8," and I'm not gonna tell them which one. If they want to see my under my hood, I'll tell them okay. But if not, they're gonna be like, "Oh, well, I don't know how your car beat mine. I'm lighter than a Mustang." Thanks, Detroit, for telling me that. Now you made me want to fucking V8 swap this bitch. Fucking put the 5.0 on this bitch. Which, it won't fit, but, Honestly, if I like gutted the entire engine, I'd see how much space I'd have. I'd move the battery to the back 100%. Detroit's actually doing that. Go support him, to be honest. Go support him. Ow! Be safe, guys. Holy fuck. All right, it's on there. Pretty tight. Let me make sure it's on there all the way over. Yep, it's on there, and we're good. I'm gonna go ahead and put the other side on for the outside. I'll be back. It takes too long for the video, but I'll be back. My phone tweaking again, but got it finished. I ended up having to loosen this bracket here to put it over the edge trim, but it's all on. And the next step is you put the rubber washer on the inside here. Hold on. You put the rubber washer on the fender washer on the front air filter housing mount. So that's gonna be right here. Hold on. All right, so I lied. You're gonna have to take the part that's in here out. Don't throw it away. Just like everything else, don't throw it away. I'm putting the thing in here since that's where it goes, and it'll be a quick tight squeeze. Hold on. All right, so it's kind of like a cone shape in there. So it's not gonna fit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the bracket there. We're gonna put this in between the screw and the nut that we need to put in there. And then we're just gonna roll tie it, gang. We're just gonna roll tie it. And I'll show you what it looks like right after. It's all on this paper. I'll try and edit it into the video. But some of them take locking washers. So it goes bolt, locking washer, washer, and then washer on the bottom, and the or not washer, the part for to go into the mounting shit. And then this one is just a locking washer or a normal washer. Put it on the thing between on the heat shield, and then washer on the bottom, bolt, and then the one that goes right there, that one's gonna be bolt, locking washer, washer, and then the part that goes into the hold on, let's look at the exact name so I'm telling you guys the right thing. The mount for the plastic gearbox. And then the one that goes right here, the bolt actually goes on the other side. It did not look like that, but it goes bolt, washer, the bracket, spacer, then washer, and the nut. I didn't have, it wasn't long enough, so I just used the nut. It'll be all right. And then the one that goes down here onto the mounting part, that's gonna be bolt. This is gonna be tricky because I put the whole top part together, sat it in there, and then I took the washer, I pushed it down with my right hand, pushed the heat shield down with my right hand, put my left hand under, put the washer on there, and then put the ratchet, or screwed the nut on there, let it be, put the ratchet on the top with the short extension, looks like that, and then the combination wrench, I put that on top, held it in or put that on bottom, held it in place while I ratchet it on, and now it's all together. So we can move on to our next step, which our next step after we did this step 17, is going to be step 18. You put this little piece in, ow, in here. I'll go ahead and do that. I need 2 hands for it, so I'll be right back. All right, this is what it should look like. I dropped the light. Ooh, I'm old. I'm 21. I'm old. this is what it should look like. It's mounted in there right. And then we're gonna remove, so it's in, remove the inlet area temperature from the factory air filter housing. So what we'll do is we'll go in here, and it's right here. It's right here. We're gonna take this, we're gonna move it over to this one. I'll need 2 hands, so give me a second. All right, so this is what it looks like. Mine, it has a note here about the locking mechanism. Some of them take a bolt, some of them are a twist on, like mine. You just put it in, or you just grab it, twist it counterclockwise, pull it with a little bit of resistance, and it should come out. But we're gonna put that in here, and I'll show you what it looks like right after. All right, so this is what it should look like. There was an O-ring that was on there, like this, blue, it was on there. The new O-ring is the black part, so you can take the old one off. It's just gonna, it's gonna be like a double gasket, which you don't want. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna install this. We're gonna go through here, hook it up to there. It's gonna be sticking in there. Then we'll use the clamp, this clamp, to clamp it on this side onto here. That's the next step. I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so this is what it should look like. It'll be sticking out on this side. There'll be a little bit of a gap, but sensor right there, I went in and reconnected it, put the clamp in a place that it's not gonna, that's easy to access. Clamped on right here, through here. And the next step we're gonna do is we're gonna install the air filter, which all we're gonna do, super simple, is still in the packaging actually. We're just gonna slide it on there. We're gonna put the clamp down, clamp it on, and then we'll pretty much be all set. Pretty much all you have to do is just put the carb sticker on there. I'm gonna put it on there just in case my car ends up in California and I don't want to have to deal with, yeah. But I'm gonna go ahead and put this on. Just give me 1 second, I'll be right back. All right, sorry the light's like fucking blinding. But air intake's in, secure. I wasn't supposed to connect this sensor yet, but it doesn't make a difference. Engines, or the battery's not connected. But this is secure. Make sure it's tightened from the inlet tube to the filter. Make sure it's tightened on there and all the way on. All right, we're going crazy light. Make sure your clamp is somewhere easy to access when you try, if you need to try it. Oh my goodness, that's so dirty on the camera. Easy to access in case you need to take it off. But there we go, it's all installed. All right, the camera just fucking fell. But it's all installed, looks fucking amazing. I love it. But the last step is we're gonna connect the battery terminal, or the negative battery terminal, then put the cover on the car, or on the battery, shut down the engine. Technically the last step. Technically the last step is to put the engine cover on, but fuck the engine cover. Take that bitch off, honestly. Then for road testing, what you wanna do is you wanna start the engine in park or neutral with your manual, I guess. Cause yeah. And then listen for any odd noises or leaks or anything. Then test drive the vehicle for, I'm literally just like low-key reading. Test drive the car, make sure you don't hear any leaks. If you do, fix it. But yeah, we're all set. Looks beautiful. I'll give you guys a sound test later when my brother told me he could take a video. Yeah. Till we get to the other part.
One more back.
Alright y'all, don't mind my work fit. I work at Valvoline. But yeah, I just wanted to say I love how it sounds. I was getting a video of my turbo, but I was like, I might as well just take a video for the cold air intake. But I don't know if you can tell, but the what's it called? It's a little deeper of a like airflow, and like the turbo is more crisp on, I'm gonna call it inhale and exhale. It's more crisp, but I just wanted to show you all that. I'll do better at getting before and after videos instead of just after. I just get so excited. So until next time, let me know what I should do. Subscribe, like, I don't really care. But let's get it.